Get in there, Lewis.
Same old shite. Lewis Hamilton wins another one. Red Bull let it slip away through the palm of their hands, right through their fingers.
Yep.
Well, Bottas did what Bottas does, just sits back and acts like an absolute jobber and picks up the last spot on the podium.
Yes, this is your Spanish Grand Prix review, and we'll go for the top, we'll work our way down to the bottom and review each person's race. Hamilton first. I mean, I initially thought at the start of the season, guys, that Red Bull was the fastest car. It may have been in Bahrain, but I think you could even tell in the Bahrain race that it wasn't even the fastest car. I think Mercedes was quicker.
Yeah.
And I think I think over one lap, Red Bull is maybe a wee bit quicker or similar, but I think when it comes to the race, I think the Mercedes is quicker. Well, at least in the hands of Hamilton. Bottas is he's just there, but no one cares.
Bottas, like.
Yep, in the turn one though, for starting, great move on Hamilton. Hamilton's just used to no battling in the turn one because he's used to Bottas just bottling it. But Max got the job done, overtook him. Hamilton stayed with him. Then the strategy, they both did the one stop. Red Bull pulled the trigger early, which I thought was the right decision to do. But then Merck decided to do a two stop, and why in the name of Christ didn't Red Bull cover this the next lap? It was safe. Like, if their biggest worry was not being able to get past Bottas, but you're still going to beat Hamilton. But it just proved that. Look how easily Hamilton got past Bottas, even though Bottas made it tough for him. It's a load of shit. Verstappen would have blasted past Bottas. I think they had the pit here. They didn't. There's a lot of talk they didn't have another set of mediums, but put him on the softs. Look at Sainz at the end.
No, I think the issue is they thought if they'd pit him the following lap, he would lose position anyway.
But that graphic is normally, it's always right.
Well, I thought the graphic was wrong. The graphic says that Max had like a 1.2 second advantage over Hamilton once they were coming at the pits, but I didn't feel like that was right. I think it would have been touch and go.
Yes.
Plus, Hamilton tyres would have been warmed up more, and I think he would have had the advantage. And I wouldn't have been surprised if Hamilton, even if he didn't get him at the pits, I wouldn't be surprised if he got him into turn 3. So, you know.
Well, I disagree, because for the simple reason
turn 4 even, whatever one you want to call it.
The gap was 23.7 when Max could have pit in the next lap, and you need about 21.5 seconds.
To me, 22.5, but fair enough.
Alright, 22.5, but to me...
Well, that's if Red Bull get a great pit stop. I mean...
Okay, but they normally do. I know they fucked up in the first one, right? But I even go... Look, they fucked up in the first one.
So the chances of them fucking up...
And still easily beat him out in the first one. I just feel like...
Yeah, because he stayed it for way too many more laps.
Yeah, I just feel like Red Bull bottled this. They did. They bottled it. But yeah, Max got the fastest lap, so he got 19 points.
That's exactly why they won't win the title, right? I mean, at the moment, they've got a car capable of racing Mercedes, but Mercedes have improved. There's no doubt about it. If Mercedes keep on improving at this level, we're going to get to a stage where throughout the season, Max can't really compete with Hamilton if the Mercedes car keeps getting better. And then you'll just look at these chances where in Bahrain, Max should have won. He didn't. He came second. 14-point swing. Today's race, should have won. Didn't. Came second. Another 14-point swing. Max really should be top of the championship, but now he's actually got pressure on him. He's going into these races where Merck have the better car, plus they've got the advantage in the championship, where it should be Max going into these races where, albeit Merck might have the superior car, but at least Max has got the leading in the standings, but he doesn't have that. And Perez really needs to sort of sometimes he's pace, but he never seems to be in the race to use it. He's always like either got a bad quality or he gets a bad start in the race. Or I'm disappointed with Perez. There's signs that he can be good. He's in my opinion, he's outperformed anything Albon did in his time at Red Bull, but still, I still think he's been disappointing. I expected Perez to be a lot better and to get involved more in the fight, and it still seems to be 2-1 at the moment until Perez can get in that battle. Mercedes are always going to have the advantage.
It's 2-1, but Hamilton never needs to tag in Bottas. That's essentially what it is. That's pretty much. Yeah, let's get on to Bottas. Captain disappointment. I mean, when Hamilton overtook Verstappen, all he had to do was take the wider line or the inside line into turn 1, and he overtook Hamilton easy. But no, he runs wide into turn 1, and then Leclerc overtakes him. He's just get him in the bin, and then he made it quote unquote a wee bit difficult for Hamilton to overtake him. I mean, how has he put up a better defence here, guys, than he did in Portugal? It's fucking embarrassing. I don't know how he did. I mean, it was even this was pathetic. All he did was not let him through at a part of the track where you can't really be overtaken. You know,
I don't want to talk about Bottas anymore.
The
guy's
just got a bunch of podiums because the Merc's the fastest car, and that's it.
Moving on, Leclerc, I thought he had a good race. In my opinion, was unlucky not to win Driver of the Day with the votes. I thought the guy was great. There was even parts of the race where he was keeping Bottas behind him. You know what I mean? And
I feel like it was actually a bit defeatist from Ferrari. I feel like they could have beat Bottas.
Well, I don't really. Maybe.
Well, I mean, they kept him behind him for the full first stint.
Like, you've no complaints, right? I mean, Leclerc was. No one's expecting him to mix it with the top two teams. He still beat Perez, and he finished, miles ahead of Sainz, the other two McLarens, and anyone else that you can consider
finished 20 seconds ahead
in
of
that battle.
Sainz, so that's good.
So, to me, Leclerc, performer of the day. Behind him with Perez, I thought he was alright. Like, I mean, he got 3 places higher than his starting position, so he didn't have a disastrous race by any means, but it would have been nice to have seen him up there, and it's another race where he's just going to have to wait. So we're still yet to see a race where Perez qualifies up there, then just has a race. We haven't seen it. We've been denied it, whether it's due to poor qualifying positions or a mistake at the start or whatever it may be. But hopefully, next time out in Monaco, Perez can actually be up there and give Max the help that he perhaps needs. And that's another thing, I think, for Max to win the title. When it gets to tracks where Red Bull are good at, they're going to need Perez to start beating Hamilton for Max to claw back. When Max wins, he needs Perez to be beating Hamilton because Bottas ain't. So sometimes races taking 7 points, 6 if Hamilton gets the fastest lap, that's not going to be enough. So we're going to need races where Perez is beating Hamilton as well, because I just think that's what he needs.
It's going to take Max 2 races at least to claw back this gap of 14 points. So, well, if it continues being these two and a 1-2, which I think it will be. Next up with Danny Rick.
Probably the best race this season for him.
It was pretty standard. It wasn't nothing. It was a good drive from him.
It was alright. Then with Carlos Sainz, Norris. Probably Norris' most disappointing race of the season.
Yeah.
I believe it was Ocon after that.
Yep,
followed closely by Pierre Gasly, who rounded up the last points paying position.
Alpine went for a 1-stop on both cars, and don't know why they did.
Didn't really work. And then the bottom 10 were
Stroll, Raikkonen, Vettel, Russell, Giovinazzi, Latifi, Alonso, Schumacher, Mazepin, and Tsunoda retired, which brought out a safety car.
Vettel getting his joint highest race finish of the season in 13th, so good for him, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that how bad it's been for Sebastian Vettel, where the guy gets praised now for finishing 13th?
I feel like Alpine just threw away a lot of points today. Kind of like Red Bull. Let's just job out here. Thought Gasly did alright early on. It looked like he was going to get nowhere. Kimi had a good drive. Russell was doing good, but he just bottles it on a Sunday. He was the one who was behind Alonso, and Alonso holding everyone up, and he finishes 14th. Shocking, but that is it for your Grand Prix review. Hamilton wins again, 98th win.
Mazepin last out of the drivers on the grid. No surprise there.
He held up Hamilton. Total Wolf was punching desks over that, but now he won't be punching because Hammy won, man.
There was no real standout overtakes today either. It was
Perez is on Ricardo.
Perez on Ricardo. Apart from that, it was pretty lackluster.
Max on Hamilton in the turn 1 was pretty good. Decent way back.
Aye. So anyway, guys, that is it. That's your race. We'll do a driver's rating and we'll upload that.
Maybe tomorrow.
Aye, but anyway, that's it. Till next time.
Peace.